Okay, I love these because they go so quick. Notice, notice what we're given. This is the thing that happens when you're given this. We have what looks like two identical binomials, except the sign in between is the opposite. Right? This is j plus 7. This is j minus 7. I'm going to do this the long way, and then I'm going to do the shortcut for all the rest of them. Okay? So what we got here is we say first j times j squared, outer, j times negative 7j, inner, positive 7 times j, positive 7j, and then last, 7 times negative 7, negative 49. And when we combine the two terms that are the same, j terms, we've got a negative 7 and a positive 7, and they cancel out exactly, leaving you no middle term, no j term. You've just got j squared minus 49. And they call this, I'm going to type it up top, they call this the difference of two squares. There it is. Oops. Difference of two squares. And I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to see if I can change the. And you should get familiar with this term. What does it mean? Well, the difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Notice that these are being subtracted between them. And the difference of two squares, this is a perfect square, j times j, and this is a perfect square, 7 times 7. Okay? The two things that you got, let me erase the marks that are over here. Okay, and I'm gonna circle what we've got here. We've got a j term in the front of each. That's why you have j squared. And then you have the 7 and the negative 7. That's why you have that 49, the 7 at the end, right? And of course it's negative because it's one of each, positive 7 and negative 7. But essentially what you've got is the two things in the binomials, the j and the 7, become squared for the two terms you get. J squared and 7 squared are 49. And it's the difference between them, the subtraction of them. Okay? What does that look like for the rest of these? These are all difference of two squares problems. So I'm going to save you some time, and we're going to do these together. Look at number 31. For the first, outer, and inner, and last, inner and outer will give us exact opposites of 4n and negative 4n, and they will cancel out. So what do we actually get? Well, what we actually get is this term, 2n squared, 2n times 2n, 4n squared. And then we get this term at the end, 2 squared, 2 times 2 is 4. And remember, it's the difference of two squares, so it's subtraction in between them. 4n squared minus 4. That is answer A. Okay? We're going to just keep doing that. Let's just keep doing it. Here, for 32, we identify it as this type of problem because we've got that 4p minus 8 and 4p plus 8. They're almost exactly identical, except the sign between them is opposite. Okay, so we say, what's the first term? The first term is 4p. So what's 4p times 4p? It is 16p squared. What's that last term, or that second term? Forgetting about the sign. Okay, that's an 8. What's 8 times 8? It's 64. And of course, because it's the difference of two squares, we're subtracting between them. That becomes a negative 64 because there was a negative 8 and a positive 8. Where do we see that answer? Negative 16p squared minus 64. Let's see. Oh, and I forgot to circle number 30. That's D. Okay, and finally number 33. This is that type of problem. We've got the exact same thing except for different signs. 7m squared minus 5 and 7m squared plus 5. So again, those outer and inner terms will cancel out. That times that is positive 35m squared. That times that is negative 35m squared. So that cancels out. So what do? We say, what is the first term? First term is that 7m squared. So let's multiply it by itself. 7m squared times 7m squared. 49 m squared times m squared, m to the fourth. Okay, what's this last or second term? Not thinking about the sign for the moment, just what's that number? That's the number 5. 5 squared is 25. And we always know that we're subtracting in between them for these types of problems. So you get 49 m to the fourth minus 25. And notice for all of these types of problems, it's subtraction in between them because it is the difference of two squares. That's it. That's how you do those problems. You're going to get one of each problem type of all of this practice test. So every section, you're going to see one of those problems. So make sure you know all of those. And of course here you could just simply FOIL. If you didn't know the quick trick, you could just FOIL and that'll still get you the answer. But if you do know the quick trick, it just makes life so much easier for you. And that's how you become, it appears that you're an amazing mathematician because you know that the quick tricks that allow you to move through things confidently and always getting them correct.